Victory is ours!
Whoa, Ricklock Brimstone!
Now, the journey continues with a Silver Adventure Box.
Welcome back. We're going to be concluding World 1 now. You just saw there, cheekily in the bottom corner, the shard of dust come in. We entered the Kingdom of Fungus. So hello everyone, I'm back. I'm doing all of these back to back. I'm enjoying myself. The sun is starting to set just a little bit, but I've refreshed with my lilt. I'm good to go. We're ready to do some more Tribulation mode. So, you notice we're actually collecting quite a few baubles now. You want to pay attention to that as you do this. When you hit the cap for your bauble threshold, however many upgrades you've got, it's probably a good idea to exchange them for bauble bubbles and do it that way. Still got our 9 potions. Probably not going to use them in this zone. And since there's no shortcut worm or anything in this one, and since we kind of get the feel of it, bizarrely, and this is so rarely true, this video is probably going to be way shorter than the previous first 2 zones, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Just starting out, it's not too bad, right? It's actually fully like normal mode. Look at this. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. There's nothing... Okay, alright, we got spikes. We definitely are in Trib. You can refresh on potions here with this guy, obviously. He has nothing else worthwhile to sell once you've got all of the upgrades. Thanks very much, dude. But, yeah, so, what do we want to do? Well, get in here. You can jump on the little side there. You can come on these. Obviously, you want to bounce up and continue along. Now, this one's pretty fun. Oh, God. All right, that's not a good sign. I've apparently lost my entire ability to be able to jump here. This one's pretty fun in that they're going to start... Oh, what? I should be dead. There we go. They're going to start immediately killing you in the craziest of, like, annoying little ways. Because if you think about it, there really isn't much Tribulation mode you can do here to change the route. Right? I mean, it's not like people were climbing up here in normal mode. This was always the way to go. So that's always the scariest point. When normal mode didn't have much option, you know that there's something really gross they're doing in Trib just because they don't have many tools to force you to go elsewhere. You'll notice something. What the devs can do is add spikes and add clouds and change spawns and slight interactions like that. But they can't actually, or don't seem to want to, truly change the level geometry. We're still in the same area of the box. It's just the stuff they've populated it with is a little bit different. And so they are limited in that way. And when you get a sequence like this, it's like, okay, you've got the log tunnel there. What can they possibly do? Well, the idea is they've actually filled it with spikes. So you've got to hang to the left first, then you've got to hang to the right next. And then if you try and go forward, you'll notice there's just a huge spike trap right in the middle, meaning we have to weave out of that side hole on the log that obviously now is an option we couldn't have done in normal. Now, that's all well and good, but did you know that if you dodge roll right here... Oh, I messed it up. You can actually skip again. Now, this is a little known skip I've only recently learned about. Directly on top of the log, come along, and you're laughing. Yeah, you can get onto the clouds. All right, so you can move onto those clouds, and you can just travel really, really, really fast. I did a lot of this map one of the previous times this festival was here, but I never knew about that skip there at all. I'll show you how prominent that is now, right? Because if we go the developer's way, which is this, right? We go this way. If you try and jump onto this, you'll hit the cloud, which I've already demonstrated that we would have landed on top of, okay? So there would be a cloud here. We would have landed on it, and then we could have just gone. So we can't jump to that flower because a cloud will appear. Instead, we have to come down here through this sneaky little back route here, all the way onto this log. And of course, we did see this in normal mode. This was the whole power glove thing, right? But this time, we have to go the whole way. Specifically for the regular mode zone. We can use our mega bomb or our mini bomb to go through there if we really like. I've actually never been to the maze in Trib. Something tells me that would not be a fun experience, considering the maze is one of the hardest, like, most janky places in normal mode. I don't want to go there in Trib. But yeah, and only now do you notice we actually get to the top. I've missed a balloon again. Oh, the balloon is right at the start. Look, my cursor's on it. Is he all the way back there? The balloon is right at the start. You just press F and pick that up. This is a kind of an unnecessary checkpoint again. I like this thing with Trib as well, that you realize you've missed something back behind you, and that free roaming kind of thing becomes apparent again. But only now are we high enough, right? And now we don't even have to jump on the cloud that would be down here. We're even higher. We can just come along. But yeah, that's a huge skip. You can just almost go the direct normal route as long as you do that little jump dodge and climb onto the thing. Moving along. Oh, well, do remember, false floors, guys. Oh, I'm clipping in, so make sure you do these little jumps. I was so satisfied when I did this my first time ever. If I remember rightly, maybe that I've made a video of my first time ever doing this. Just knowing that you can jump here, like it's just so satisfying seeing the ground and sort of appreciating that tail. So moving along. False floors again as we come off of the lip here. As you can see, look at all that lava. So we're going to use the flowers, very similar to what Zone 1 did. This guy at the end wants to kill you. So either obstruct or dodge as I just did, or both. Here, the normal flower we'd climb on has got spikes. Obviously, you've got the fire. So if you stand close enough to the edge... Oh, no, I messed up. I swear you can do that. I swear you can do that. It doesn't even matter if you hit that. If you get tangled in those vines, it doesn't even matter. Here, I'll do the quick technique now, as long as I don't mess up the jump dodge again. This is the last level I'm out of practice on, by the way, for reasons that will become clear right by the end of the video. So, there we go. Let's do this, and then let's come on top of the clouds. I actually get a free balloon here, I guess. I don't think it's really relevant for anything, but sort of nice, I suppose. Okay, let's go to the end. The maze is obviously open. Oh, with the free balloon. Hold on, maybe I can jump dodge right over the whole thing with the free balloon. Oh, I lost the balloon. Well, anyway, look. I made a mountain out of a molehill on that one. So there you go, first checkpoint done. First standard checkpoint, I guess. Don't go the normal way. There's just going to be traps everywhere. There's traps on that log. Now, the way I used to do this is to come all the way around here, up onto this, and like do a whole thing where there's a whole mess of stuff going on. In particular, look at that cloud. If we managed to do this, we could have got that. Mind you, the balloons are there. I don't even remember this anymore. Okay, you got spikes, but you can jump around and go, and you can get that checkpoint. That's kind of the developer method, but a really nice skip. Again, and this zone is kind of full of them, I think. Well, particularly at the start anyway, is instead of coming on that and sneaking around those spikes, if you do this kind of janky little jump here and through here, you can almost take a beeline almost to the end. So yeah, we're gonna climb around here. There are actually spikes where this monkey is, like right in front of us, that I don't think the devs want us to get around. But if you sneaky do this, oh, okay, maybe we'll do a little banana jump. I thought you could just jump around that. You can get past those spikes. I guess we've demonstrated them. Yeah, it was all in the grand plan, right, guys? And kind of move through this whole section very fast. Oh, there. That death, though, demonstrates why that jump is kind of a pain in the ass, and probably not where I think the devs wanted us to go. I mean, it kind of gets hard to tell eventually, and that's the thing with Chip. It's a game of, like, you assume that the devs are gods that know everything about these maps and have put spikes everywhere you could possibly imagine, and then every now and then you feel like you're going a bit jazzy and you're going a bit, strange with it. I mean, like this. And it's like, did they anticipate this one? And do they care? Are you going to log in next year and find that it's been nerfed a little bit? Well, so far, actually, not really. I don't think they've nerfed any of the big Tribulation skips. I think they're something to be celebrated, I guess. And if the player base beat the level design, then fair and square. Maybe they'll come back harder in World 3 and 4. There we go. Made it. Lovely. Bit of hanging over the edge. Bit of a little side around jump, and now we're here, which is right near the end. So if you try and go there's the exit, and you'll remember this from normal mode because there's the chest. Always go the complicated, convoluted route, and even then hug the walls, because right here there are more spikes like hanging on the outside. Burn that down. I find burning things really satisfying in Super Adventure Box. I feel like there could be a bit of a better sound effect, maybe a better screen shake. I know that people usually don't like screen shake, but I think it can be worthwhile. It can feel even better. I hope that the later worlds, if and when they ever come, have a lot more like burning mechanics. It's just something so satisfying about this level, utilizing a lot, and you don't see much elsewhere. Okay, I'm moving way too fast. So yeah, there are spikes along the main road here if you try and walk along it. So I'm just going to drop down here instead. There are spikes on our left there. We come up here. There are spikes all around here. So we're going to take a right. Again, there are multiple different routes. What I used to do is jump onto this, go all along these. There are like hazardous spikes in the middle of the platforms. Oh my god, so many things. But instead, I'm going to turn back here now. Come along these. And you'll see that there's that cloud that would have otherwise stopped us. And this is generally, I actually think, an even safer route. The main thing is I never knew this jump up here was possible, which I just messed up, and maybe that demonstrates why. Oh, but that jump is actually not even hard. It just looks hard if you take it from the wrong angle. Here, I'll show you the regular spikes. There's some on the right. These weren't even the ones I wanted to show. if we just walk along the regular road here. Usually it's whenever you hit like an intersection or something, but here it's a bit further along. I suppose we could use that same banana jump to get around that. But I don't really think it's necessary. Just come down to the mushroom and move along. Again, we're going to climb. Oh! Right, let's try again. There you go. Like, look at that. Look at how easy that is. And as we move along now, we'll be done. I just want to take a second, if we can stop the monkeys from hitting us all the time, to point out, if we had gone along the other wall there, which is, again, where I think that the main course would have been, it would have passed us by this tribulation cloud that would have zapped lightning at us as we moved along these leaves. Kind of fun. But there's actually a little balloon and a checkpoint way out over there. And then we would have just basically moved our way along to here. Not a very well-designed tribulation section. I can't help but feel like if this was Zone 1, it wouldn't have been so easy to bypass most of the stuff on this. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe at this point players are just, and I myself, and just acclimatized to the tribulation experience. And now I'm doing quite weird, janky things that normally you wouldn't, you know, that I'm not batting an eye at. Like this, for example. We just jumped across all these leaves. This is a more complicated normal mode route. But I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I'm just kind of going for it. We're going to move on up. I like to do that jump directly, and I don't even remember why anymore. I'm guessing it's because there's spikes here. I'm like some weird, indoctrinated, strange, like I don't even know my own brain anymore. I've got all these things hammered into me and beaten into me through tribulation mode. Just weird bits of muscle memory and positioning that I have no idea why I'm doing them anymore. I'm like a sleeper agent. Okay, like here, I know that I need to come out of this, but I don't remember why. I don't know. So we do have a checkpoint up here. Where's the balloon for this checkpoint? Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. I've missed a thing. You can come into this, and it's actually pretty much entirely safe. You might want to... What? Oh, my God. It's pretty much entirely safe, except for the poison and the explosive barrel. You did see it there for a second. That's where you get the balloon. Ah, the old one-up thing. We died to get a checkpoint. Was it worth getting the checkpoint at all? Look at how simple that was. Why didn't I just fall down this way last time? So here, let's grab this balloon. Hop on. Do not stand in the middle. Spikes everywhere. Spike alert. And notice there haven't been many angry rocks for me to mess up how to say just yet. And we can get a checkpoint. Now, the idea here is there's spikes all around. And what they want you to do is to jump to this, if I remember rightly. Can we do it? Damn it. I tried it even with a jump dodge and I wasn't able to. Maybe we go left a little bit more and then that's a thing. And you can move along. But here, I do want to point out that even inside the tunnel, which is all spiked, just to be clear, you can sneak your way through between them. Here, I'll show you. First, you can go on the left, obviously. Then there's more spikes here. But do you see these two in between? And I nearly always have to proc these spikes, by the way. This is something that I've only been doing since the update, right? You can actually just sneaky. And I'm pretty sure, again, that's a tribulation skip that the devs weren't thinking about. That basically enables you to get right near the end of the level now. So we're going to break this crocodile, and you might think, oh, let's jump on the crocodile and move along. Be careful, though, because I think this... Which one is it? It's either this guy or this guy is an angry rock. So before all of that, make sure you kill this toad as well, because he's going to complicate matters. And when you hit this, be ready to move fast when you jump to the other side. Also, I'll point out something I've always thought would be really cool. Crocodiles obviously are a hazard all on their own. And, you know, you interact with them and you're used to interacting with them. One thing the devs have never done in Tribulation, though, is put spikes on... Is it an alligator or a crocodile? I'm sure we've asked this question before. Put spikes on one of them. So you hit it and there's an expectation you'll be fine. And then you jump and then you find that there's spikes on it. At least, if I remember rightly, they never did that. I think that'd be hilarious, especially in the next level, Rapids. But yeah, that one of these... I guess it's not him because I'm standing next to him. Is it him? Hello? Maybe no, I'm not insane. Okay, wait. Okay, good. We're alive. Yeah. So you want to watch out for that. You can actually get to that shop quite easily. And right at the end of the level... Oh, I know how I can do this. Hold on. Let's just get the checkpoint. Okay. Right at the end of the level. Another angry rock. I thought... Yeah, there we go. Yes, there's spikes right at the end. Oh, that's what's going on. This is so weird. I feel like I'm in, like, therapy or something, and I'm, like, unlocking aspects of my brain. I don't understand why they're there. Why did I have a memory of this? I thought it's because it was an angry rock, but it's not. It's because we have to jump this way. And you guys just watched me jump this way. without even realizing it was because I was bypassing these spikes. That's strange. That's creepy. Dude. Okay, anyway, right. So, yeah, we're going to go down now. And you might wonder, well, what have they done with King Toads? They did something special with the shortcut worm on the previous worlds. Did they do anything special here? Well, actually, no, not really. I mean, somewhat. And I say somewhat because basically here we'll use our elite to get a ton of damage, right? This means that we'll get him in the 2 burn phases nice and quickly. If we'd been really quick and preemptively dropped a big bomb, we might have been able to do even better. Now, not really, because basically, I think his stuff might one-shot now. And obviously, the poison kills us instantly. But the rest of his mechanics are largely the same. And you're going to see right at the end of World 2 as well, things are pretty much intact. But I think for a different reason on that one. What? I hit you. Okay, there we go. So yeah, King Toad is not very different of an experience. You'll notice there, I just kind of did the normal mode strategy. And as long as, you know, you're dodging and you're jumping the right things, you'll be okay. I will remark again, all this poisonous water that instantly kills you in this zone, if you have a bit of latency, is pretty frustrating, especially with the lily pads. There you'll see, we don't get flooded with billions of baubles, but we did collect 2 bauble bubbles straight up from the chest. That's 500 baubles. It's just they're condensed, right? So you don't really get to appreciate it too much. There you have it. That is Zone 3. That's all of World 1 done in Trib already. Look at that, the timer on that level. We were done in 20 minutes. And I know we did a couple of skips there, but I've pretty much shown you all of the routes. It's just a matter of applying the lessons you learned on the previous zone with the bark and not standing in the middle of branches and things and just anticipating where the devs might be a bit trolly. You'll get through it quite comfortably. This was actually a breath of fresh air, if I remember rightly, when I very first played Trib, to realize that each zone wasn't becoming exponentially more difficult. Well, I say that. World 2 is kind of a whole other kettle of fish. I guess that'll be next episode. But I do want to show you some other things. First of all, we've got the minecart bonus. But every time we've beaten one of these, I've got this bonus chest, and we've gotten these weird tokens. We've got 3 of them now. They're green. And you'll see this is King Toad Z1. Then we get the King Toad Z2. And then we get the King Toad Z3. And while mousing over them, we do get a little bit of flavor text about what to do. I like to imagine, since this is all just an indulgence in old school gaming, that these are complete mysteries. We just have to guess as to what's going on. Well, any Guild Wars 2 player should be more than familiar with the Mystic Forge at Lion's Arch. And in fact, that's what we need to head to actually deal with these. It would have been interesting to find a Mystic Forge in the Super Adventure Box. Maybe if they ever added a lounge hub style area for players to visit all year round, we could have such a thing. But yeah, for that reason, we actually have to leave the Super Adventure Box very shortly. Let's finish off this bonus. I guess we'll grab our extra bauble bubble. Another 250. It is actually worthwhile staying around for that bauble bubble, guys. Usually I'm tempted to just leave, but, you know, 250 is not too shabby. Especially with the new vendor they added this year for the weekly trader. But yeah, so if we come over to this guy... Remember, as we were playing regular Super Adventure Box, you have the blue skins, okay? Which you just buy with gold and bauble bubbles. Pretty simple. And in fact, you haven't seen it on Bract. But Bract has actually been wearing one of those the entire time. And the regular Super Backpack cover. So that's that full skin set we already showed off in a normal mode playthrough. Then you have the red set, which comes from doing dailies. And I have hardly any progress on. And then also this down here. What's this? Weapon designs, axe design, dagger design, focus design, greatsword design. Well, here, I'll show you. What I'm going to do is pick up, I don't know, a greatsword design. Pick any weapon you like, okay? And now you'll realize, because we've beaten Tribulation mode, we have 3 tokens plus a weapon design. That's 4 things. They can go perfectly into the forge. Let's head on over. So, nipping on over here, you'll see. King Toad Z1 goes into the forge with Z2, with Z3, and then finally, the greatsword design. If we forge them together, we get a green Super Adventure weapon. So blue is like the super basic set. Red is also a fairly basic set in that it's just doing dailies, which is basic tasks, okay? And then green is an exclusive set to Tribulation mode. And in fact, there's a collection in the game to get the whole green set. Pretty awesome. So now you might wonder, well, hold on. What about World 2? And World 2 has another set of another color. that I am almost totally beaten with. In fact, once, over these next couple of episodes, Bract finishes that one, I'll be complete for the first time ever on my account, and I can't wait to show that off. That'll be next time, though, and like I just hinted, World 2 is a different beast altogether. Luckily, I've had a lot of practice. More on that next time. See you in the next video, guys.